Some of you who have watched my videos in the past remember Frankie from 2 years ago at the field day. This is Frankie Parks. He's the Faulkner County Amateur Radio Club president. And how long have you been president now, Frankie?
This will be 6 years.
6 years, and you still like it, huh?
Well, our club is kind of different. We fight to see who's not an officer, and I lost.
That's right, you lost, right? I mean, I was there for that election. You was, I don't want it. Too bad you got it. Okay, what we're going to do is kind of walk around the building here, and well, first of all, tell everybody again, what does the Faulkner County Amateur Radio Club do? What is your function in life? Other than a hobby, I'm sure.
Well, yes, it is a hobby. We are also here to serve any of the agencies that need help with communications. We do public service events such as races, fair parades, different events that where we can help the public and help the communications with those events. The Office of Emergency Management, Salvation Army, FEMA, any of those that, if they need our help, we're here. Okay, now you said races. Let's just take races. How do you provide communication in races? What's that got? We were talking about bicycle races, foot races?
Yes,
what? Okay. A little bit of both.
Well, what do you do? Just like station everybody along the route or something? Or?
That's a lot of what we do, actually. Oh, okay. We typically send at least one radio operator to each of the aid stations and let them check back in to somebody that is shadowing the ride or race coordinator. And so that way they can get real-time information back to them about where a bicycle mechanic may need to be, or if somebody needs medical assistance, or if somebody's just ready to quit and needs a ride back to the starting gate. We're there, and we'll call that in and get somebody on their way to come get them. All
right, one more question. Suppose the club decided not to provide communications for a race. Who would do it then?
Well, nowadays a lot of people use their cell phones. They use, they use some of the GMRS and FRS type radios and stuff like that. But those are great and they work well. But there's something about real time being able to just grab the radio and talk to somebody instead of having to text or dial a phone number or anything like that.
Yeah.
And and we're stationed and we're always there. So it's just to help them out. And it gives us an opportunity to pull the gear out and warm it up in the field instead of just letting it sit there at the house on a electrical power supply and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to walk around and look at some of these antennas. I'll ask you a lot of stupid questions. You can answer them. So, our young people out there just getting into ham radio or just got into ham radio, we'll have a little more information at the end of this video than they had when they started. Sound fair?
Let's go.
All right. Okay. All right, here we have a white truck that belongs to one of the club members, true?
That's right.
Okay, now he has this thing erected all the way up, and he's got this antenna that I had filmed before. Is this a homemade rig?
No, this was actually purchased. Jim Grinder, one of the club members.
Right.
He purchased this. It's called a hex beam.
A hex beam.
Yes, and there's another ham radio operator that's making these. I can't remember where he's located at, but it's basically a multi-band directional antenna, but it's got a very, very small turning radius. I think it's only about 15 feet wide.
Now you said multi-band. What bands are we talking about?
If I remember right, this one will do 6 meters, 10 meters, 15 meters, 20 meters, and it may do 17 and 12 if you put an additional set in it. I'm not sure on that though.
And it does rotate. It does have a rotator on it, doesn't it? Right
yes,
there.
It is.
That would be that big black thing right there, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, right now it is pointed northeast.
Looks to me like it's pointing straight up in the sky.
It does kind of look like an inverted. It looks like an umbrella that's going to catch rain. Is what it
does.
It
does. Well, that's interesting. And now he's just going to try to communicate. How far with that thing? How far could he go with it?
Well, last year we had it on just a single band on 20 meters, and we talked all over the United States.
Okay.
And it was very good. I mean, once we turned it toward the person we wanted to call, we made 1 or 2 calls, and they came right back to us.
Well,
it was really quite impressive.
All right. Well, let's continue our tour around the building and see what's out back. What's going there? Okay.
Sounds good. We got a lot.
Yeah, I know. All right. Now, this antenna right here that these gentlemen here are I don't know if you can make it out too well in the camera. Let's get up a little bit closer. Now they're just installing. Now you just told me that this is just a pole with a ham stick on the top. What's a ham stick?
Well, a ham stick is that's actually, I think, a proprietary term, but it's just basically a shortened antenna that's made for like mobile, portable operations. That one is probably a 20-meter ham stick, if I had to guess.
Make sure I can see it myself in this.
Yeah, but it's basically a coiled wire around a pole, and then a stinger off the top of it, and then as you notice down here, he's got 4 little ground radials that coming off of it just to give it a little bit of a ground plane. And that it should be resonant on whatever band that one's cut for. I'm not sure exactly what that one. Okay, that's a 40-meter ham stick.
Okay, it's a 40-meter.
So
well, that's interesting. So he's just mounted on the pole to get a little height there.
Yep.
Now this pole, was it purchased or?
Yeah, that actually that looks like a painter's pole possibly. If not, that may be one of the MFJ extendable poles. I've seen those that look kind of like that.
MFJ, the manufacturing company down in Spark.
Yes.
What is it, Sparksville or something like that?
Yeah, Martin F. Jew, MFJ.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look over here. Is any of that stuff over there ours?
Yeah, some of that over there is ours, and over here as well.
Yeah, we'll get to this big sucker here in a minute. All right, now we have this one over here. Now this one belongs to you.
Yes, this one is mine. This is, you may remember it from another video. This is the Hustler 6 BTV.
Yeah, that's the one that you put up a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And you ran these wires out. Now, what's the function of these wires at the bottom here? You see these a lot now.
These wires are for a ground plane radials, is what they are.
They just run out across the ground. Hang on a second. And what do you stake them down at the other end?
Yep. You pull them out and stake them down at the other end.
And
these just provide an electrical ground underneath the antenna. It helps to essentially kind of lower the takeoff angle of the antenna a little bit as far as the transmission goes. Whenever the signal goes out, if you don't have these, it tends to go up toward the ionosphere faster and then bounce down, versus these kind of help lower it, so you get a little bit more of a DX effect. Okay,
so instead of just a straight up, it would be more of a...
Yeah, like, well, to use angles as a rough angle, instead of 45-degree angle, it would take off at a 33-degree angle.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay?
That's cool. And what'd you say the name of it again was?
It is a Hustler 6 BTV,
okay.
Bravo Tango Victor.
All right, let's look at that big one now.
Well, we got one more.
Oh, okay, where's that?
It's right around the corner.
All right, we're going around the corner.
All right.
What we have here is a coax cable that runs up in the air, up, and it runs way up, and it connects to a horizontal wire that runs all the way to that big tree over there, and a horizontal wire that runs all the way over to this big tree. Maybe you can see that little piece of, well, it's hard to see in the air, but it runs to that tree. What is this?
This antenna is called a G5RV.
Oh, I know what that is. I made one.
Yep. It is a multi-band antenna that you run it with a auto tuner or a manual tuner that will work on anything from 10 meters all the way through. This one will work all the way to 80 meters. You can make them that'll work to 160 meters, but you've got to have a pretty good size yard to stretch them in.
You bet.
And so this one's actually up pretty nice. My old handmade slingshot worked pretty well about getting this one up in the trees.
Yeah,
so we're pretty happy.
Man alive, you got that thing up real good. How long did it take you to put that up on top of those 2 trees and tie them off?
Well, if I would have actually operated the slingshot correctly, it would have taken about 20 minutes, but I missed a couple of times. So.
Well, we won't count that.
Okay.
The trees were swaying. It's not your fault.
You know what? The wind was blowing. 20
That's right.
20 minutes. 20 minutes is what I'm
That's
going to
right. Dumb trees.
Dumb trees.
All right, Frankie's going to take me over, and we're going to look at this big old sucker here now. Now, of course, the base right here is just a tower for raising and lowering. The antenna is actually that thing on the top. And this is just to get it up high, right?
That's right.
All right, let's go look at it. Let me zoom out. All right, now, what is this? This is a, I forgot, it's the club-owned antenna you had a couple of years ago, right?
That's correct.
And it was a, what do they call it?
This is a Mosley 3-element beam.
Beam antenna, yep, right, that's what I thought. Okay, and he's trying to run that thing up with a Let's go and get a close-up on this. This is interesting.
Watch the handle.
Whose idea was this? This is a pretty good idea. You know, a real man would crank that by hand.
About have to. Is the drill not wanting to do it? It ain't got no low range on it.
No torque. Oh, that's terrible.
Going to get a chance at this. Is there a...
Okay, this is what's known as the proverbial cluster. I'll let you finish the rest of it. We're going to get it up. We're going to get it up.
Cluster fun.
Yeah, cluster fun. Yeah, cluster. Now, this is Pat, W5AUU, taking pictures. Oh, gross.
If anybody wants to know, this is why we practice, so that when we get out there, we don't look like we don't know what we're doing.
That's right. Well, I don't know. It looks to me like you all know what you're doing. I like this.
Fine.
How long is it going to take? Let me see now. That's 1, 2, 3 masts, right?
There's actually 4. There's a small one inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
3
Okay.
more.
Now this is for how many? This is for how many? What bands is this? Will this antenna cover?
This covers 10, 15, and 20.
10, 15, and 20. And we need to have all this stuff operational, ready to go at 1 o'clock when the field day actually kicks off. True?
Yep.
Okay, and it is now 11:19. We gonna be able to make it?
We're gonna make it.
Okay. Well, we better hurry those guys up over there. All right, the drill failed once we got to the second part of the tower. It got a little heavy, didn't it, for that drill? They couldn't run it up.
I don't think it was designed for...
I was wondering, can you kind of go a little faster? We're running out of time here.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, these slow people, you just can't get fast people anymore. Good help's hard to find, as they say.
Well, you do it.
No, I know how to do it. If I show you how to do it, you'll have learned nothing. My dad used to say.
Strictly theory, yeah.